as it only gets realer from here. First, I want to give a shout out to all my fellow Pisces out there. Gang. You already know we in the build done. Also want to give a shout out to all my 2-2s and my 3-3s and my 2-2-2s and my 3-3-3s and my 7-7-7s. And shout out to any other angelical numerical numbers that I may have forgot to mention. Also want to thank everybody for coming out to support the channel. Thank you. Those of you that are new, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell notification to be notified of my upcoming videos and content. And we're going to jump right in, okay? Now, so earlier, I forgot to mention a couple of things regarding the Pisces and Scorpio situation. And what I ended up doing was I just ended up telling them that, you know, I'm cool. I'm cool on the whole setup, but I didn't tell her yet. But I told him that, you know, there's nothing that I need and there's nothing that I want from him. You know, that, you know, all bets are off for whatever we talked about. A done deal. Okay, so with that being said, I just want to discuss something that oftentimes there's a lot of people out there that are saying things like, you know, a nice guy finished last. And I feel like a nice guy finished first. Like, if a nice guy sits down with an alpha male and they go on a mark, get set, go, and then they start to eat, and whoever eats all their food first, does that determine who's more assertive, who's more, you know, big or bad or alpha, right? So here's the thing. There's one thing to know who you are. And then there's one thing that then there's another thing how you want others to perceive you. So you can't add something to you that is not you. Like, everybody has a personality, whether they want to admit it or not. And being alpha is almost like you trying to be something that you're not. You're trying to be tough. See, you're trying to mask your feelings and emotions by trying to be alpha. Like, you're trying to be something like a superhero. You're trying to be something that you know good and well that's not you, bro. See, now here's the thing why I said the nice guy finished first. The nice guy knows that, okay, he could be friendly, he could be nice, but only to a certain degree. See, but you assume that that person is this much nice, like huge, like all over the place nice, right? But a lot of people fail to realize that being nice or too nice, which is not even a such thing as too nice. It's either you're nice or you're not, right? But being too nice, oftentimes it gets what? Misperceived, see? Because being nice is an illusion. It's cold-blooded. Anything that's a lie is an illusion, see? And the lie is what you perceive it to be. So based off of what you receive. So if you feel like you're getting over on a person, you instantly mark them or sign them up as being, you know, nice, too nice, right? Here's the thing. You don't even understand that generosity hides strategy. Man, my arm even started shaking when I said that. Generosity hides strategy. What's going on, everybody that just came in? Welcome. And the thing about it is that being nice is a strategy. It's cold-blooded. Because listen, if did you know that how John Wayne Gacy was so successful at doing what he did? Being nice. It's almost like skipping the lunch line, not having to turn in a ticket to get a lunch. You're already at the finish line. Because you were just so nice that people fell for your bright smile, Oh, you didn't look like a threat. Oh, you can just skip through the line, right? Or better yet, the most deceitful person could be the clown. The most deceitful person, the most alpha person could be the one that appears to be nice. Because here's the difference. There's a such thing as someone that is and one that appears to be. You have to know for sure what you're dealing with. Now, when you are being nice, another thing that's dangerous about being nice is that it rewrites expectations. See, it trains you just like a boxing match. It conditions you. See, and you don't even notice it until you give more than the benefit of the doubt. And you don't even know why you're even giving this person so much room. And it's almost like you ignore them because you instantly think it's weakness. It's cold-blooded, see? And here's the thing. Once you act kindly to someone, they start expecting it, see? And they start expecting it as the norm. So if I was to be nice to you Monday, 9 times out of 10, Tuesday, you think I'm going to do the same thing? Not necessarily. See? Because I could have sold you on that, and then all of a sudden, it's like plenty police over here. But yeah, must be a high-speed chase or something. But yeah, it's like this, because this is the thing. Somebody put it like this. A person, for instance, for example, a person cannot like you, but then try to get your help. See, they could try to get your help with something. They can ask you questions. And then little do you know, you just been used to get, for information. But you assume that, oh, this person was nice. You see how your behavior changes when you think you're dealing with someone that is nice? You almost get comfortable. You get too comfortable. You start to perk up. You start to feel at ease based off that illusion that person gives you. And then you get caught off guard when that nice one pulls a John Wayne Gacy on you. Yeah. See? But here's the thing. Hey, don't come over here scraping and scrambling. You don't want to come on here scraping and scrambling those eggs, buddy. But okay, here's the thing. When a person is nice, another thing it does is it shifts the whole way that they're perceived, okay? In regards to the reality of the situation. So it also makes your attention is visible. But here's the thing, what I wanted to say is that don't feel bad if you are a nice person, okay? Because you know the difference. Like I said, you either are, and in that way, you wouldn't have to worry about what it appears to be to someone else. If that's the way you are, that's the way you are. But it also could be used as deception. See? Because people could appear one way and they know the power of which it embodies. They know what it does. They know that it's a strategy that if it's used correctly, they can get what they want out of a situation based off of what? Being nice. Because you got to understand, it's how other people perceive it. It's not about you. It's about what you show and how others perceive it. So they can see kindness and not question it. They can see kindness, acts of kindness. What they can't see is strategy. See, they can't see strategy, so the leverage within the nice person is hidden. And then a lot of women say, oh, I don't want someone that's too nice. Oh, he's too nice. Oh, then vice versa, she's too nice, right? But that could be an act. See, you could fall for that illusion and miss out on that situation because you just fell for a few acts or gestures that came off as, oh, This person is trying to impress me. See, based off of how, what you perceive them, based off of what they showed you. But what if they didn't like you? See, what if they were just testing you to see how would you respond to it? Because that'll show you're not appreciative. So that's what I'm saying. Of the whole gesture, the whole kindness in itself, which can trick you. And you don't even know you're being tested. See, so so another thing is that you got to know that this whole nice thing, it has a psychological effect on people. We already discussed on the first live today, the anchoring, okay? So you could tie attention to an obligation, see? But what also happens is that you end up tying the curiosity to yourself through the anchoring. See? So what am I saying? This all leads to the reflection. Now you don't even have to mirror because the anchoring did it for you. See? So people start to self-analyze. Why did you give them food? Or why did you buy them a drink? Why did you do this nice thing for them? See? And they think about this as they separate from you and go on with their day. But something keeps them coming back. And they can't stop it because they anchored themselves to you. See? Now, another thing, through behavior, people reveal themselves. Put it like this, their reactions reveal who they really are. So let's say if you meet someone and you see that you're the only one doing all the work. You're the one that's you're pretty much the only one that's putting effort in to keep you guys together or just to hang out with one another. And then all of a sudden, if you don't call, they don't call, right? Now that behavior shows you so many different things because a lot of times people think that when you don't put no effort, when you don't speak, you're actually saying more. Your actions are showing it. And you have to accept it for what it is and not try to imagine that everything's okay, because it's not. When people don't put effort in and these people are supposed to be, your friends or whatnot, and you're the one that's doing all the calling and hooking up, nope. See? So the reactions reveal who they truly are. Now, here's the thing. As you are being nice, I'm going to tell you what this does. It allows that person to subconsciously focus on you. See? You get so much attention off of just being nice that if someone was not being nice, they're going to stick out like a sore thumb. So they're going to be hooked to you through that expectation. See? Now, another thing that you got to watch out for is that I'm going to tell you why being nice is powerful. See? It's easy for you to distinguish a situation. Meaning, I'm basically saying to end it. So let's say you don't want to do something. It's easy for you to draw the line after being nice. See? Because you have already trained people to behave a certain way regarding you being nice. So do you think if you cut it off, you think people are going to yell at you? Nope. If you say, hey, man, I don't want to do it, they're going to leave you alone. See, they won't even challenge you because your behavior has conditioned them to what? Behave a certain type of way. Now, the problem, I'm going to tell you the danger. The danger about this is because people get used to you being one way, and then they never expect you to change or do something different based off what you've shown them, right? So here in itself, you're still anchoring. See, even if the person gives you something, of, hey, even $1 soda, $2 is still value, and it still can anchor you. So can someone being nice to you. See? Because they're choosing to. See, you don't have no control over them being nice. They're being nice to you to manipulate you. See? And you don't see it like that. You see, oh, hold the door open for me. You probably didn't know that the person that held the door open for you probably wants to, hey, see what you're doing, seeing what you're up to. Because think about it. It's a reason why a person wants to get behind you all of a sudden. They hold the door open. Now they're right behind you. See? That's like we're all walking towards the front door of a restaurant. And then all of a sudden, there's one nice gentleman, nice person that holds the door open for everyone. Everybody's thinking like, oh, what's such a nice guy, right? Nope. He's nosy. He's being nosy. He wants to see, he wants to be in the back. See, it's a difference when a person wants to be in the front versus a person that wants to visualize and observe with their back against the wall, so there's no threat. See, they have more control by being in the background. So see, you have to really watch folks and see why they're doing certain things. Why are you being nice? Oh, I get it, because you're trying to be what? Undetectable. You don't want your BS to be blown out into people's faces, so you want to conceal it. Makes sense. Now, people respond to your actions, as I mentioned, not your explanations. See? So when you are kind to a person, it becomes a silent mirror. See? And then all of a sudden, it gets used as a subtle tool. When you don't listen, when you become silent after doing this, the being nice, you start to see the change. You start to see the switch up within the person, because you throw them off, that they're not prepared for, oh, you became silent all of a sudden. That's just like this. Imagine you say, okay, imagine you basically speaking to a coworker, but you're not really sure if they like you or not, right? And if you ever notice when they're prepared to see you, you might get a fake smile, a fake gesture, you might get a fake wave, right? But they're really saying bye, right? Or get the hell out of my face, right? But here's the thing. Okay, so put it like this. If you go up to them and you speak to them first when they wasn't expecting it, watch their face. Watch their face. So imagine that boss, or hey, somebody that you got a feeling they ain't feeling you like that. Let's say he's down in his car reading newspaper, and then you say, hey Craig, how you doing today? And then he looks up at you like, watch that face. Because he might turn red in the face, or he might get nervous where you might see, him just snarl and just look at you like, hey man, what are you doing? Like, why are you hanging out in the parking lot? You see? And that's the thing. It goes from, damn, you just couldn't say hi back, and it would have cost 2 cents. But because you wasn't prepared to see me, based on how you feel about me, it caused you to basically channel your anger towards a different direction and say, oh, what are you in the parking lot for? Like, why are you out here and not over there? Or why did you sneak up on me or something? They might try to crack a fake joke to try to throw, so they don't look like, oh, you caught me off guard. So another thing is influence without force. So you could guide the thought subtly by doing this, by letting the actions speak louder than words. That way, or like I say, because listen, when you put it like this, if you're in a situation and you start to explain yourself, or you're constantly explaining everything, you're not influencing anybody, because it's not about your explanation. See? But you got to look at the actions, not just the words. It's what you do, not what you say, that people pay attention to, mostly. So another thing is that reality bending, that the nice illusion, what it does, So remember I said that the illusion bends reality. So it ends up shifting one's perception. Man, it's cold-blooded because listen, that's how people get confused. And that's what people oftentimes do on purpose, is to confuse you. See, because you start to confuse what? Kindness with loyalty or trustworthiness, even if you feel conflicted. See? So that's why I say, like, be careful, you guys, that don't like assume that you're safe just because somebody's being nice. That's the very person you need to watch the most, is the one that is got the smile on his face, ain't shit funny. It's like you didn't even crack a joke and they're just cheesing like super hard, and it's like they're being extra. It's like they're being extra to where they are trying so hard to not be detected for any little crevice of a crumb of BS that they're capable of doing, see, or capable of showing. And it's in their behavior. Because you can be a full-blown a-hole, but you can literally mask it to where no one can actually see it, to where you could crack jokes that are not jokes, they're insults, and then you get away with it because, oh, you look friendly, the way you came off was very friendly. And that's what you got to watch out with, because somebody can literally hurt you, and that's an easy way for somebody to hurt you. Like, I'll tell you a true story. So we had this grass cutting guy, right? And we would give him like $50 to do the front and back, right? And then one day he like, this man, he's like old, like 80 years old, he's still cutting grass, right? But he's on the little riding things, the little one that you drive or whatever. So next thing you know, he doesn't know we got cameras. We got cameras in the backyard. We got cameras in the front. And I made sure nobody can see these cameras. See? And I got them off Temu. But anyway, next thing you know, we see him knock the bird feeder down. Boom. Didn't say nothing. But he's the nicest. Hey, wouldn't hurt a fly, right? Didn't even give us the benefit of the doubt and say, hey, I accidentally knocked your bird feeder over. He literally left it there, and then he ran it over and tore it up, right? Then he grabbed it and threw it in the bushes. We're like, okay. Wow. See, you got to watch people, because they get too comfortable. Then they start being shady with it. They start doing things that, like, you wouldn't even think they'll do. And then all of a sudden, man, he went into the neighbor's. Okay, so he's in this little driving one, right? So he went through the neighbor's yard, didn't give a F, and literally gave them a ball fade in their grass. He drove over their lawn to go cut the neighbor next to theirs, because they asked him to do their lawn too, and he cut through their yard with his lawnmower on. Just ran right through their yard, bro. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing, bro? Like, would you stop doing the shenanigans, man? And then we literally told him, like, you knocked the bird feeder down. We saw you crumbled it up, threw it in the bushes. And then you went through the neighbor's freaking lawn. Like, what are you doing, bro? And sure enough, the neighbor saw it and they complained and said, hey, your lawnmower guy just ran through my lawn and tore my lawn up. I'm like, I know it'll grow back, but they ain't trying to hear that. So it's like, it's little stuff that you have to have cameras, bro. And anytime you get services, you got people working on your house, always have cameras, bro. Because those little scumbags can come in your house and when you're not there, they might not even do the job, bro. It is what it is. They might not even do the job because you're not there. They can easily lie and put patchwork or do some type of like rush job. Oh, it's all done. Yep. You got your new thermostat put in and you're all good. Just like, wait a minute. Let me check your work, buddy. Let's go do a walkthrough. Make sure it's working. Because I don't want nothing coming back. Hey, once you leave, something ain't working. I don't want to go through it. But the whole moral of the story, you got to watch and check people's work, because they can draw the illusion and bend that reality and change your perspective without you doing so. That's like a person telling you, yeah, I did everything you paid me to do. I did the walls, I did that, put the drywall down, and put hardwood floors in. So, yep, you're all good. It's like, oh, wait a minute. All right, slow down, little dude. Slow down. Hit the brakes. I know you're coming off nice and everything, but I'm not falling for that illusion, bro. You see what I'm saying? You got to literally, that's how you got to be with people. You got to literally stop and question it. Don't just fall for, oh, whatever they show you. See? Because you can fall for what? They put that joker out on you, it's over with. They pull that ace out on you, it's over with. It's like, you got to be on your game, see? You got to go like, what I learned to do is look people in the eye and then nod my head like this, all while I'm not really listening to you. I'm just making you think I'm buying all the shit. And then I ask my questions. And then all I do is revert and ask the question in such a way that traps them into, it traps them into a lie. To where if they're not being honest with me, they'll end up catching themselves. And then it's like, oh, well, did you do the basement? Well, no, I didn't do that. I didn't do the basement. It's like you catch them in a lie to where it's like, well, why didn't you do the basement? Like, no, I want the damn traps that for the freaking mice. I want them down in the basement too. It's like you got to really push people into doing their damn jobs, because they'll try to half-ass it. All right. Now, another thing is, appreciate everybody that's still with me, still listening, whatnot. I appreciate it. And welcome everybody that just came in. So here's the thing. Okay, so let me see. Let's not confuse being nice with kindness. There's a difference. Okay. If a person is kind, they're being kind. Person is being nice, that's totally separate. Okay. Now the difference is this. Whichever one you are, it's a reflection, see? And the reality shapes itself of which one you are, see? So the illusion is that your actions show it. But in reality, they show who the other person is as well. That's cold-blooded, because listen, if you are nice, it's really funny how a person will pivot and become mean, or they'll really show their hand, and it's like they're trying to not be won over by your energy, because they know it's peaceful there. They know, oh, everything's all calm there regarding you and the energy you bring to the situation. But you notice if you bring 4 and they bring what? They bring 2, now the equation is off balance between the both of you. But put it like this. Remember, it's the choice. They're decisive. Their behavior is intentional. So you know that if they're coming for your throat, they're just coming for your throat. And they let you know where you stand with that person without having to ask them anything. You could just read and pick up on their energy and say, oh, I already know where this is going. See? And you can easily pull yourself out of the situation when you know it's not conducive for you. You just say, hey, I ain't messing around with this person. I don't even want to get started. See? And hey, if you feel like they're no good, guess what? It's better to say no thank you than to try it out. Because that's another thing that will get you, is trying it out. Curiosity. Curiosity killed the cat. So when you become curious and you try things out based off of what? Pressure. Oh, the person wouldn't stop. They're trying to sell you a service and they keep telling you, oh, come get Spectrum. Yeah, you get this and this and this. And you said no. Wait a minute. Well, if you play with them, they're going to play with you. You have to reinforce the boundary, and you have to say no. And then once they push the boundary, you got to say, no, I said no, man. It ends there. It's over. I'm not continuing to, discuss or put it like this, go back and forth with you about it. And if you have to be that stern and assertive, because if you don't, you're going to mess around and try that service, and then you're going to be disappointed, because now it was just like a propaganda, some type of deal, when it's really not a deal. See, it's just a sales pitch that they get money off commission type of situation, right? That's the same thing with if you go buy a car. You have to use strategy when you go purchase a vehicle off the lot, because they will try to put you in something that you don't want to be in, that you didn't sign up for. But because you're going along with the flow and falling for the illusion that it's a good deal, that's how they get you. You notice as soon as you sign up for it, you're cooked. You can't go back and say, hey, man, I after thinking about it, man, I don't want the car. And you signed all the forms and they got you now. See, you can't no going back once you sign up for it. Once you sign the dotted line, the contract or whatever, right? So that's why I say it's better to say, let me get back to you. Let me think about this overnight. See? So that way you could go do research and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. If they say it's off the table, then it's not the car anyway. See? Because you got to understand, that's another thing. People will, if they see that you're not buying the illusion, then they'll press. See? They'll say, well, I have to have it today. Well, it won't last. Probably won't be here tomorrow. They do those little scare tactics to trap you. See? To put pressure on you, to manipulate you to do it. See? Because it benefits them. So if they feel like, oh, you're wishy-washy, or you're not really certain of what you tell them, they're going to play with you like that. See? Now, many of you probably already knew that, but some people don't. Like, they don't know how to say no, because what they try to do is they want to be nice. So they're like, oh, I don't want to tell the person no, and then now this person going to be mad at me, and then they're going to probably do this and do this and do this, right? But you got to say to yourself no, because no means no, right? Now, another thing, when it comes to people tend to trust what feels good or familiar. See, automatically they tend to trust things that feel good or familiar. So if you give someone that type of feel, they can't listen. They get addicted to the mere fact of what. Think about it. A hot tub. If somebody were to offer to rub your feet, who would turn it down? How many of you would turn it down? And you know how it feels. You might just go along with it. You wouldn't question it, because you could look at that situation and have this, oh, when I was in Hawaii, I got a good foot rub, and now you just agree. You just go along with it. Even then, you have to question it, man. Like, it's a, damn, what is that place called? I forgot the name of this resort. It's like a place where people would go to visit. It was called, damn, if I come up with the name, I'll see if I can come up with the name later. But anywho, people was like, put it like somebody had died in a hotel, and it was basically the people going to visit that resort, and they wasn't coming back alive. They were dying in the hotel because something was going on fishy in the hotels in that on that island, I think. So don't quote me, but yeah, it was some weird stuff going on. Now, another thing is, see, with kindness and generosity, that triggers positive emotions, see, because it reminds you of that experience. Now, when somebody does something nice, your brain automatically associates them with safety and value. See? You see how, man, listen, that man, I'm gonna tell you, this is why people, oh, let me make you some chocolate chip cookies. Let me bring a whole slab of Dunkin' Donuts to work. And you thinking that this person, you think this person is so sweet and so nice, man. Like, look at the intent behind. See, you got to understand that it's never about the food. Let's get that, because that's basic thinking. It's never about the food. It's what this person is trying to get you to perceive, see, about them. Maybe you don't talk to them enough and they want to lower your defenses. So they bring you a slab of donuts. And they make sure you got the fresh ones. They make sure you got the first dibs to make you feel special, only to anchor you later. See, that anchor, once it, look, I seen this happen to where I was like, yo. And this one guy, he's like that brown bear that I was talking about earlier. He couldn't wait. He see her on the camera pull up to work. He's already licking his chops, and he already knows them donuts are coming. And little did know, as soon as she hits the door, he's like, oh, hey, such and such. Oh, you working tonight? Oh, how long are you working tonight? And then he goes reaching for the little donuts, and he's eating a donut, but he's so focused on her in that conversation. Shows it's not about the food. See, he really likes her, so he feels like, oh, this is somebody I trust. He sees value. He sees safety. And he don't even know he's being what? Brainwashed. He's being what? The illusion has already won him over. He can't look back and escape that. He's cooked. She already anchored him with what? The donuts. The donuts is the charm. See, you gotta look at the whole reason. This is why I say it's very difficult to manipulate a Pisces, because Pisces sees through all that shit. Like, a Pisces will know, why are you giving me a whole slab of first dibs on fresh, a fresh batch of donuts? I don't want the donuts. I don't know you. See how Pisces is questionable of every little inkling of everything? They're not just buying into, everything that you show them. Because a Pisces knows, see, a Pisces sees the bait. Isn't that what a fisherman does? He goes and puts bait on the fishing pole and throw it out there, hoping he'll catch a fish. Well, a fish knows, this ain't no help. This ain't nobody being nice. They're trying to take me out. See, they're trying to use me. They're trying to swindle me, to control me. See, and the anchor is what makes you tied to that person. Now, here's another thing. We want to believe in good intentions. So this is another way that people fall for the nice illusion. See, because it's uncomfortable to assume someone is strategic or manipulative. So people default to what? Trusting people too fast. How can you how can you just have met someone and call them your friend? You just met them, bro. It ain't even been 24 hours. It ain't even been a week. It ain't even been a month. And you already trust them. Too soon, too fast. How do you think the other person feels about you? It's cold-blooded. And you wonder why they do little subtle things that are considered what? Red flags. And we think that, these people like us. And the whole time they plotting, see? Whole time they think you, some type of way that they feel what? They can take advantage. That's because that's what it triggers. See, I'm gonna tell you. So when the illusion of, why do I harp on the illusion? Because it's the number one simple thing that easily destroys relationships, friendships, everything. It destroys everything. It's the strongest form of manipulation. See? And see, the illusion exploits what? Desire for harmony. See? So you might think the person is trying to keep the peace when they're really not. It just looks like that, right? So what do humans do? Humans, they naturally prefer to believe in fairness, right? See? And then receiving it and it's like a reciprocation. It's like you receiving it and then you giving it back. So we ended up taking these gestures at what? Face value. And see, you can't do it because you know what you got to base it off of? Consistency. If it's happening every single day, that person, you don't see no changes in behavior, but it's the same way to everybody. They act the same way to everybody, right? That's how you know it's a real situation. It's the real deal. It's the truth of the matter. Now, you got to pay attention to the cognitive blind spots. See, because people notice what fits their belief. See, it goes back to the confirmation biases. So a person that might say, oh, they are nice, they might ignore the inconsistencies, see, within that person. And what we call this is what? It leads to what? The surface level perception. I mean, I understand. I'm like, oh, welcome, Misty. Welcome, everybody just came in. Let me see. Misty said I had a mower. Oh, you said a mower do that and tipped them. I wasn't there till the next day, said he'd come, never did. See, that's the thing. Like, as soon as you do something to like reward the person based off the service or how you felt in the moment, they end up showing their true colors. See? And they use it as a strategy. That's how you know that the person could do something. Like I knew, because think about it. If you're mean, let's say you're mean or you're an a-hole, right? I'll put it like this. The difference is you could clearly see that because they're not, they own it. They're clearly showing you they don't give a, you know? And I had a contractor working on a house, and he did the same damn thing. He already showed he was antisocial. He didn't want to talk to no one. He just wanted to get to the work. And I understand, cool. I want you to hurry up and do the, you know, fix the kitchen and leave. Remodel the kitchen and leave, right? So what did he do? He wanted to talk. See, he did the contradiction. So what he did was he didn't want to talk to anyone, but then he wanted to talk to someone. So it's like by us not speaking to him, he got frustrated, and then he ended up leaving all his equipment in the garage. He did that on purpose. See that? And that's another thing, how people say, well, did you see him? How do you know he did it on purpose? What contractor will leave his tools in the damn garage? Unless he's that fortunate. I mean, hey, if you want to leave your damn, you know, $5,000 saw in the garage, go right ahead. Well, we'll keep it. You know, if that's not important to you, then obviously you had to have said, I don't give a shit. I want to leave. Once you finish the service, you probably was, hey, in his mind, he wanted to get the hell out of there. Oh man, I don't need that crap. Yeah, I don't need it. They can keep it, throw it away, kick it to the curb, whatever. But I'm like, that was just something for us to have to clean up. See, and he should have took all that with him, like his little paint buckets and all the little utensils, tools. I don't understand why he left it, see? But him being antisocial, you couldn't call him and say, hey, you left your things. He wouldn't answer the phone anyway. See that? Now, another thing is that surface level perception is the fact that emotional impact that clouds that deeper analysis. Okay, so when you look at a situation, it's not supposed to be something that you will overthink. See, because you can clearly see what's going on. So that allows you to have majority of the information that you needed to see in order to make that deeper analysis in the first place. But here's the thing. People feel the kindness without analyzing the person's motives first. See, you gotta know what people want. Like, why are you friends with such as? What are you looking for? What are you trying to gain out of that? Like, what is your goal? See, and when you find out what people want, then that's how you pivot. See, that's how you maneuver around it, especially if it's something you don't want to do. Now, you got to know one other trick that people often do. As I mentioned, these are the cognitive blind spots, is that when it comes to the social conditioning. See, now this could be something that you've learned when you were a child, right? So you could have been taught like, oh, to be nice to others. Maybe your grandmother, your mother, whoever you had growing up. Oh, be nice to others. Yeah, go play with such and such. Be nice, don't be mean, right? And what also comes with that? Be nice, right? What your parents didn't tell you, what your grandmother didn't tell you, is don't question motives. When you're saying be nice, play, be fair, whoop de whoop, right? What are you doing? See, you're trusting. And by you being nice, what you don't, it's what you can't see. See, you don't see the motives that the parents didn't tell you about those. See, you could be being nice with somebody like John Wayne Gacy in your neighborhood, and you don't even know what's coming, because you don't know what he's thinking about, because you can't trust a person's facial expression, because the facial expression is the facade and it hides the motives. See, so a clown could be having a straight clown smile, the friendly ones, not the gory looking, not the like scary looking ones, because those are the obvious ones that you can identify. But you cannot trust the mood. You cannot trust the face of anything to discern whether or not that person is good or bad, right? But you have to check the motives first before you even decide whether or not to be nice. See that? Because you don't want to be nice to someone that you shouldn't be nice to. This is why I'm telling you, focus on the motives first. Make sure a person's intentions are good first before you decide whether or not to be nice to them or not. Because it's not fair for them to rob you of your choice or your options. And if they're trying to, it's cold-blooded. See, if they're trying to take your right away from you being able to decide, and they just don't give a damn, they're trying to railroad you and decide for you, we call that social conditioning. See, now the emotional manipulation is the hook. See, this is what we call, when it comes to bait. See, true bait has a hook to it. And you get caught on that hook, is curtains. See, because it ain't just the bait. The bait is what you can see. The hook is what you can't see. And when that hook catch you, bro, you can have the illusion all you want, but that hook, that's why you don't fall for the bait, because you got to understand bait is like, it's more than charm. See, because it's showing you something that looks like a jackpot. See, and it's like, as soon as you think you got that juicy bait, you don't see the hook in it. So the emotional hook is gratitude and guilt. It's cold-blooded. Man, listen, bro. You fall for that gratitude, they got you. That's the hook. You fall for guilt. Because once you feel guilty, you feel like it hurts. It feels like, oh man, damn, you start to question yourself. Am I doing something wrong? Like, why am I feeling like this? Why do I feel guilty? And now it makes you do something that you don't want to do or that you didn't plan to do. See? Because here's the thing. When you receive something, it creates what? It creates that subtle psychological pressure that I talked about. Pressure busts pipes. or it make diamonds, right? But what it makes you do with it, see the guilt, what it does as it sinks in into your brain, what it does is it makes you question yourself, and it makes you question your decisions. It puts that whole doubt in your mind, right? And it says to you, oh, you basically start to say to yourself, I should like or trust this person. Like, oh, like a resort. Like, I might as well just like or trust this person. To what? Not feel guilty. See how that hook, it just gets you. Boom. See? So you got to understand that it leads to what? Obligation. And the whole point of receiving and giving, right? Now, we call it what's it called? Let me say the word right. It's like what is it called? It's like reciprocity. So it's like when you give something and give it back. So in other words, I'll put it like this. So us humans, we are what? Wired to repay back with kindness. And mind you, it's going back to how you were raised. As your parents told you to be nice, be nice. So you are wired to repay kindness through obligation. Now, what tends to happen though is that's what anchors you. That's what the trap is. That's what the bait is. And you don't see the hook because now you're obligated to that particular person or situation. And that anchor, I'm going to tell you where you feel this at. You feel it subconsciously. See? So that's why you got to be careful, because I'm going to tell you how this looks as an example. It affects your cognitive, your cognitiveness of yourself. Is like, you put it like this. You could go along with a person that's being nice to you and go along with all their, you can literally follow their lead and not know what they're up to, what they're intending to do. And it's like, if you go too far, remember, you cannot go back. See, you cannot go back to where you started with them. Because once you go too far into the illusion, you become what? Confused, and it keeps you what? Farther from the truth. Now, another thing I'm going to say is, like, if so, here's the thing, and I'm going to tell you, this is very, very tricky, because if a person dislikes you, right, but they get favors from you, then your brain starts to rationalize the generosity, right? So then that keeps you from questioning it. It's cold-blooded. See how it shuts off your questioning to where, oh, now that person is you doing favors. Oh, they're still getting those favors from you, even though, oh, you don't like them. See that? It's cold-blooded, bro. That's why you could not take a chance, bro. Once you realize something ain't good, leave. See, it's better for you to leave than to even, because the bait, the bait is for you to fall for the illusion. The illusion is what hooks you. See? And when the minute you try to snap out of it and try to think your way through it, you've already lost. Remember I said it's like the board game where everybody can play, but there's no winner, because it wasn't designed that way. It wasn't designed for someone to win. That's how the illusion is. It's not designed for you to get out of it. Once you start it, it's over with. You're already cooked. Then you become a victim. See, oh, this happened to me. These people took advantage of me, and hey, it ripped me off, and I was supposed to get a package I paid for, and I never received it. I got scammed. That's how you see. Once you sign up, once you clickety-click, purchase or whatever, now you're expecting something back that's not coming. See? So you're waiting, calling, wasting your time. only to what? Find out the package isn't coming, dude. You got scammed, right? And that's what the illusion does. It's that, oh, you thought something was one way, but you never questioned it to actually see whether or not it was really true based off how it was shown to you. See? Now, another thing is that it's all because of lack of reflection. See? Most people don't pause to ask themselves. I didn't say go ask someone else. They don't pause to ask themselves. Remember I said sometimes you have to self-reflect and talk to your own self. You're not crazy for talking to yourself. When you talk to yourself, you actually hear your thoughts out loud. And you're like, yo, can I trust this person? If you don't feel like you can, don't do it. Don't even take a little chance of trying to give them any leeway, because you're going to get hurt. See? So most people don't pause to ask themselves, why did they even do this in the first place? Why did you even be friends? Why did you even become friends with Steve? Why did you even become friends with Johnny? Why did you become friends with Susie? Why? You never question yourself. Ask yourself these things to actually what? Tap into your subconscious. Because you might say, oh, a person might think to themselves, what do I gain or lose from this? You have to ask yourself that. See? You should never be in a situation where you're not even getting anything out of it. Now you really know the person is using you, because you can clearly see their motives now. It doesn't take a rocket science to know that or figure that out. You are not getting anything out of it. They're benefiting from you giving them favors. That's why they're not leaving. So you can never see their true motives, because you're still giving them favors, even though they don't like you. See, that's the thing. You can't be nice to people they're not doing you're not getting nothing out of it. See, it's like you got to check for the motives first before you decide whether or not you're going to be nice to them. Now, another thing you got to ask yourself, is this consistent with their behavior? Put it like this, on Monday, were they the same as they are on Friday? You got to keep score. You got to keep those emotional scorecards. Now, here's the thing what people do instead of asking themselves these questions, right? They react emotionally, see, to the gestures. Now they're mad because they fell for the illusion. Oh, the son of a b! Yes, put the damn thing on the fake Facebook marketplace and said he was going to send the damn thing and I didn't get it. See how they reacting to the very thing they fell for? Instead of asking themselves the questions that I mentioned. See, why did I even do this? What did I gain or lose from the situation? Is this consistent with their behavior? You were supposed to self-reflect. See, and if you don't do this, I'm telling you, you're going to end up like Tom being mad at Facebook Marketplace. He's going to be giving an emotional reaction, see, to the gesture that was presented to him. But here's the thing. The illusion, when you react emotionally to the gesture, then guess what sticks to you? The illusion. It's cold-blooded. That's why I said it's like something that comes and bites you in the behind, and you don't see it coming because the illusion is deception, bro. So it's like you don't even know what you got yourself into because you just went along with it. See? So not only was it bait, not only did it look good, you got hooked. You got hooked to that thinking. You got hooked to the illusion. And now you got scammed, so now you can't even go back and get your money. You've already lost the battle. See? So I'm going to tell you guys something. Don't allow yourself to be anchored. See? Don't take gifts from people when you don't know their motives. First. See? And I'm telling you, the best way to do this, to not be a victim of it, is just leave. Cut them off. Change your phone number. Block them. Do not react to what they're doing. Do not react and try to get to, It's not going to work if you react to what they're doing, the gesture itself. See? Because you got to understand that, hey, that's what it was set for. It was set to piss you off on purpose. You should have seen it, and you should have questioned my intentions, but you didn't. So these people are not going to be, oh, they're not going to feel sorry for you because you fell for their illusion. Now, I'm going to tell you why people fall for illusions. I'm going to tell you because emotions override logic anyway. People are so freaking addicted to how they feel and what they feel. They don't give a damn about logic. They're not questioning anything. They're all focused on what feels good. See, trusting people, being nice to people. Those are the illusions that people fall for. That is the number one illusion that gets people the most, is the nice illusion. See, now, another thing, as I mentioned, gratitude, it overrides what? Suspicion. And see, that social conditioning, what I spoke about, it teaches what? Trust without reflection. You have to have reflection first before you can trust. So you have to say, oh, by me testing the situation out, I realize I can trust the person. If you can't self-reflect, don't do it. Another thing is strategic kindness, okay? That exploits what? The wiring. The whole conditioning in itself of what they were doing. So the key here is that it doesn't require deception, only clarity and patience. So if you apply clarity and patience, you won't fall victim to the illusion. See, it wouldn't even make sense to you to go along with something without using these, right? So another thing is we can say to ourselves that the nice guy, yeah, finishes last, but it's not because of the kindness itself. See, it's not the kindness itself that's bad, but it's because most people misread it. See, they exploit it. But here's the thing. They don't recognize one thing. They do not recognize it's a strategic power. And that is the nice illusion. See, I just told you guys the damage that it does and how it affects and how does it affect one's brain psychologically. See, now, if you approach it in a strategic way, then you will realize that the kindness is subtle, see? And then it's used as a weapon and a mirror at the same damn time. How the hell can someone be nice and be harmful at the same damn time? That's how you know it's the illusion, man. It's what you can't see. And the facade, bro, is the mask, bro, that hides their emotions and motives and intentions that they wear. It's putting on a smiley face and having ill will intent. See that? That's the weapon. And at the same time, they're mirroring at the same damn time. The only way to combat that is not to engage. Use clarity and patience. Patience, listen. Patience, it destroys deception, bro. See, if you wait, listen, if you wait long enough and you are not quick to fall for anything, guess what? The whole, whatever's hiding is going to, listen, patience destroys structure. So if a person is willing to wait, they're going to really find out what's really going on. See, because not a lot of people that behave like this with bad motives, they're not patient at all. They want something right now. And guess what? Maybe when I get paid, but I gotta think about it. Then what does that person say? You know what? I'll pass. It's all good. No deal. See? It's all because you told them, hey, I'm gonna wait. See? And they don't want you to wait because they know you're gonna find out. They're worried that you're gonna find out that, hey, it's not a deal. It's not a good, situation. So the whole nice guy finished last is really the illusion, see, of power. Now, here's another thing. the whole misperception of kindness. See, people confuse kindness with weakness. That's the number one big mistake right there. And let's say you help somebody with a project, and then they assume that you'll always do it for them. See, and then here's the thing: they would assume that you'll always do it for free. See how that's another big trap. See, another big trap is generosity is mistaken for what? Desperation. See, people see a lot of times, and I've studied, this is, put it like this. The reason I know all of this is because I study people, bro. Like, I watch people and I pay attention to, like, it sure is funny. Like, if you give someone a gift, they react a certain way. See? And it's like, are they reacting because they like the gift? Or is something emotional, emotional going on? It's like, you got to see what do people really want? And then you start to discover, like, oh, see, because everybody likes a generous person because it takes the weight off of them, right? Problem is, they expect it to be the same way every day. But they don't understand that, hey, what if that was just an illusion that person set? And you would never think it was a trap to begin with, because they packaged it so well. See, because they knew somebody like you was gonna come by and pick it up. See, so nice actions are what? Undervalued. And this is how I'm gonna tell you. This is how the nice person escapes. Not only reality. This is how they escape, because you don't even notice it. You don't even notice it's an illusion, for one. But people write off. They instantly write off a nice person. Oh, they're too nice. And now that person is not held accountable. See, because now it's like they didn't got off. And that's what they want. They don't want to be exposed. So favors, when you give people favors, it makes people expect more and more and more and more. And guess what starts to reduce? Respect, respect, respect. So the more you give, people start to lose respect for you. Wouldn't you think that? It's like, then you would think that a person will actually be grateful, right? Nope. Nobody cares about logic. They care about emotions, bro. That's why I said, like, if you keep doing something over and over and over, people lose respect for you. And you think you're gaining respect and you're actually losing it. And see, people assume that the intentions are selfless. See, so they end up exploiting more and more and more. And they'll just keep exploiting you. Calling you too nice, calling you weak, saying you're doing this. But I bet you they're not going to stop taking your help and your favors. Nope. See? So now you know who the person is who's talking about you is the one you're helping. See? Now, another thing is, like, the whole emotional honesty, it gets interpreted as vulnerability. So even if you're being emotionally honest, people are still labeling you as weak. See? Now, sometimes with good behavior, it gets discounted. See? It gets discounted in a competitive setting. And that's like people, that's why I say, like, people get away with so much by appearing to be good. Oh, good boy. Oh, you're such a good, oh, goody two shoes. Oh, you're so good. They don't know, they basically get away with so much. They can come to work, be late, take an extended break, and guess what? You don't even see the boss jumping down their throat about it. Nope. It's almost like he doesn't even see it. You know why? Because she or he has conditioned him to believe that she's nice. He's nice. Oh, he's good. Oh, don't worry about it. Yeah, it happens to the best of us. Yeah, I wouldn't really, I wouldn't really worry about it. Because, Sarah, she always comes to work and, she's a good worker. See how He was just totally blindsided by her, her bad behavior, but it was discounted. It was discounted. He didn't hold it against her because of that good behavior that she showed him. And that's all it took. You know why? Because it makes him feel relaxed by her good behavior to where she can get away with anything and not be held accountable because the illusion paid for it. That's why I keep saying to people like, bro, the illusion is so strong, it's so powerful. So many people don't even realize that they're being caught in it. See? And I'm going to tell you, the lack of assertiveness, it gets labeled as submissiveness. So when you don't assert yourself, you don't put it like this. When you don't assert yourself, people, it does something in the brain, in others. They perceive you as being submissive. You see how nothing that you do right is right. That's why I said nobody cares about the truth. It's cold-blooded. Because, listen, the illusion is more attractive than the truth could ever be. So you could really be a real person and nobody will give a damn, bro. Because it's predictable. But people will accept the illusion because of curiosity, bro. Every time. See? But here's the thing, though. People reward boldness, right? And they reward aggressive behavior over quiet competence. It's crazy. It's like, oh, people will literally, oh, let's not piss off Tyrone because, yeah, he got in Andre's face last week and it wasn't pretty. Or we better watch out for Tyrone. Bro, that's an illusion, bro. Tyrone bleeds just like I bleed. We both human. So why am I afraid of someone that bleeds too? But by the way you say it, you strike fear in people, and that makes you submissive because you lack assertiveness. It's cold-blooded. Now it's your third eye is like this now. You see that? Now you have been woken. Now you have woken up. You just now got up. See? And that's why I said time is an illusion, bro. Because listen, what would be the point of you being patient in the first place? Like, who are you waiting for? That's why they say patience is a virtue, because time is going to keep going. But what happens in time, they ain't got nothing to do with patience. Because if you're patient, you could slow some shit down, right? And not be what? Caught up in stuff. It's cold-blooded. The real self-control is patience. Now, another thing is this. Generosity is assumed to be endless. So when you give something without a person earning it, they expect it more and more and more and more and more from you. See? All while losing respect for you at the same time is why they keep expecting you to keep doing it. That's why they say don't start something you can't finish, because once you give somebody something out of generosity and you give it again, now they think in their mind they're controlling you. They're thinking lack of assertiveness, submissiveness. So now they're telling you what to do. See how they just switched the dynamic that quick? Before they were, asking you nicely. But once they begin to see that, this person lacks assertiveness. Now they're going full disrespect mode now. See, now they're telling you what to do. They're ordering you around. And it's because of your behavior. It's almost like a dog that won't bite anyone. It's the nicest dog and the nicest damn dog in the neighborhood. Now, all of a sudden on the news, 15 kids, they just started whamming on this dog. How did the nicest dog get beaten up by a whole group of kids, neighborhood full of kids? See? Because they realized that the dog, he won't defend himself. He won't assert himself. So people attack weak things. People are addicted to anything that gives off weakness. Like put it like this. If a group of hyenas were to approach a wounded lion, they would have a field day. They'll start laughing and they'll be tearing that damn lion up. But they're reluctant to fight a lion that's willing to fight. 10 toes down. See, an assertive lion that's asserting dominance, now people feel afraid. See, because you asserted yourself. You showed them, hey, I'm not gonna move because you say, and you put your foot down. See, that's how you gotta come in all these situations in life. Because people, as soon as you give something, they think they got you. See? Now, another thing is good intentions, they get taken for granted. See? So, here's the thing. Let's say you're helping somebody in the game, right? Then all of a sudden, let's say you abandon the task afterwards, right? Now, what is that going to show? It shows a lack of respect for your effort, right? See? So, people, that's the thing, like, you got to watch that. Like, when people tell you they're going to do something and then they back out, you got to hold them accountable. See, whether you want to believe it or not that it was a mistake, it wasn't a mistake. They had something come up. Nope. Because you wouldn't plan it. That would be what? You got to hold them accountable to where they can't take advantage of that, thinking that you're going to be too nice and say, hey, give them a break, whatever, So that's the thing. Now, effort without visible assertiveness, the outcome appears what? Unimportant. That's the thing. People don't even see you of importance when you are doing this. And you can't be too agreeable. And you can't answer. Listen, like someone calls your phone, sometimes you got to let the phone ring, go to voicemail, just to show people that you have a life, that they don't control your time. See? And you wonder to yourself, that sounds like a mind game. That sounds like me playing games. No. Remember, it's the way people perceive you. See, you can't let someone just be they could be so, you could be so predictable to them to where they're like, okay, they know what you're going to do next, right? So that's why I said that. Now, this is another thing. See, others, they fail to see the kindness and they fail to see that it's what? Strategic leverage all along. So that's the thing. Like, you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. See? And the thing about it is people ignore the subtle influence behind kindness. So that's another thing. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is exploitation of generosity. Is like when people, they take the favors without reciprocating. See how it's almost like you would expect someone to scratch your back because you scratched theirs. But it don't work like that. See, because if you scratch theirs, they'll take the favor but not reciprocate. It's like, oh, you fed someone, but then when you were hungry, you didn't get nothing from them, right? And that's like saying to yourself, for example, if you give resources once, right, a person will use it and drop it. See, and that's how you got to look at it. If you provide something, people will literally use it and drop you. Boom. Use it and drop you. So that's like a scavenger pack. It's like, oh, now I just got something from you. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, ma'am, bam. It's like, oh, they took it and then they dropped it. Boom. Now, another thing when it comes to people exploiting is that they end up feeling a sense of like a lack of enforcement. In other words, this is why they continue to exploit you. But it's so crazy. They exploit you for good things. And you would think it would be the other way around, in other words. See? So let's say people were, I'm gonna tell you, okay, so let's say you have boundaries, okay, regarding giving people things. But when you're dealing with exploiters, what they do is they will test you, see, by asking for more after you've already gave from the heart, right? And they'll test you by asking for like a barrage of just different types of favors. And you got to watch this, because do you ever notice how you offer to do something for someone, whether it be a ride home from work, and then all of a sudden they ask for something else? They're like, yo, can you take me to McDonald's? Or, hey, can you take me to my cousin's house to get my watch, my clothes, my controller, whatever, right? And you put it like this. You wasn't expecting that, because you just thought, oh, I'm going to just take you home. But they wait until you're almost there. Like, they wait until you're almost at the destination to drop them off. It's a reason for that. See? It's a reason for that, because the exploiters, the manipulators, they have found a way to get what they want from you by putting you on the spot. And most people fail. Most people don't stand on business. Most people don't say no again. See? So what I'm trying to show you guys is, don't be afraid, even when somebody puts you on the spot, to still reinforce no. See? And you can do this. It's so easy. Hey, nah, man, I ain't doing all that, bro. I just offered to do the ride, and this is what I'm doing. And this is what you paid me to do. Another thing, don't take their price. You have a price for your time. And hey, don't try to go off their price, because now they think they're doing you a favor. See, you see how ass backwards everything is? It's like, how the hell do you think you're doing me a favor when it's my damn car? And they think by them putting their little $20 or what, $10, that little funky ass $10 in the tank, they think that, oh, they're really making a ship move. It's like, bro, your little $10 wasn't even like for the ride. That was just for my time. But you got to have your own price, because it got to work for you. Remember, I said you got to make sure you're getting something out of it. That includes something that you want. See, not what they want. It's because it's supposed to be. It's so crazy is that the craziest thing is this. People want you to be fair, but they don't want to be fair. See how it's not reciprocated? But a person can have like so many like crazy expectations, because they have realized that you've done it twice. See? So what am I saying? So the effort becomes a tool for other people's gain. That's why I say don't go all out. Don't go all out for a person. The help that you've given is enough. I know how you feel. You see somebody out there you know, starving or something, you know, and you buy them a pizza, that's good enough, because you didn't listen. You didn't even have to do that. They're not your responsibility, but you help them in the way that you could help them. See? But some people feel like, oh, get them a pizza, then get them a drink, then go get them a shirt, then go get them the shoes, then give them a ride. And that's how you get taken advantage of. But you don't just get taken advantage of. See? Because they're going to keep calling you. They're going to keep doing this thing as long as you keep feeding them, as long as you keep giving, you know, showing that generosity. Now, here's another thing. It's because they see the kindness as what? A harvest. It's almost like a person that's, you know, building their own little, you know, weed plant. It's like now all of a sudden they look at the situation with you as what? A come up, as a harvest, right? Now, if you don't show authority, that's going to end up reducing the whole perceived value of oneself. So you gotta have authority when you're dealing with people, not just agreeable and taking orders from them and going along with their program and what they got going on. See, now, let's say you let somebody use the house keys, right? And then all of a sudden they gain access, but then they don't respect the ownership because you've already given them access. See, too early. That's how people are wired to think. Now, when you are dealing with a person, they can also try to negotiate. That's another thing that's a trick bag. Because now, what if you had set standards in the way that you feel comfortable with, and now they're trying to negotiate their agenda in order to favor them and not you. So that's another thing why I say boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Now, here's the funny part. Pisces, you dissolve all boundaries, bro. You dissolve all boundaries, so everything of what I'm saying, this don't apply to you because you already see through the game. See, you already see through the game is that when people try to play these games, you end up giving it right back to them. See, to where they can't even face themselves when their shit is exposed. And it's because they can't. If a person had to go through all this, they will not even be able to recognize the situation in itself, because they will simply explode. They will literally have a meltdown, because they will be like, how the hell do you know what I'm doing? How did you know I was doing this? See? Because we shatter other people's illusions. That's why we are the ones that bring people to what? Their karma. And when we bring people to their karma, we make them have to face themselves for all the things that they've done, whether good or bad. And then all of a sudden they live with the guilt. See, the guilt, that's what ends up tearing them up, is that, oh, I shouldn't have done that, right? Now, another thing is, those of you that are passive aggressive, or you feel like, oh, I should, you may feel like, oh, I'm just going to be passive about this whole situation, right? Don't do that. I'm going to tell you why. You're doing yourself a disservice. When you try to be passive about things, now that means you're afraid to assert yourself, right? You're afraid to tell someone how you really feel. But I'm going to tell you, what does it do in the brain as someone else perceives it? Well, I'm going to tell you, it gives and creates leverage, see, for those with an agenda. It's cold-blooded. See, by you being passive, a person will realize that, hey, I can actually use this against this person. And that's going to what? Give them the leverage for their agenda. And I'm going to tell you who did this perfectly. As an example, Donald Trump. He got the vote. See, he used the vote. He used the passiveness. A lot of people voted for him that, hey, they didn't want nobody to know they voted for him, right? Only to be embarrassed later. And he used the leverage to what? Push his agenda, bro. And a lot of people fell for it. And what did they fall for? They fell for his illusion that he's coming to save the world. And not people just buy into it, didn't question it, didn't look at the past, didn't look at his track record. They just voted for him. And guess why? They were in on the BS that he's about. They don't give a shit about logic. They just care about, his antics. See how they feel emotionally about it, to where, it probably entertains them, makes them laugh. See, they ain't looking at the logical sense of it all. They don't give a damn. See, and that's a prime example. Now, another thing is that a lot of people misread subtle power. See, so that's why you got to use strategic kindness, because strategic kindness is invisible to most people. They don't even see it anyway. Because listen, if you don't have room to receive, you ain't going to see it when it comes. So even if you are using strategic kindness, if a person is literally not kind and they don't want to even see anything kind, they're going to miss it every single time. See? Because they don't believe that it's there. Now, let's say you give somebody the keys to your house, right? Like I did. What do you think that's going to do to the person on the receiving end? I'm going to tell you, it anchors their loyalty to you. It's cold-blooded. See, because now the person feels special because, you trust me. You gave me your house keys. So now she doesn't see the bait. She doesn't see the hook that I placed by giving her the keys. She thinks that I'm giving her the keys because I trust her, right? But what she fails to realize is that that was just an anchor. See? Now she's tied to me, and guess what else I get? The loyalty. And it was a trap because, listen, the trap is this, and it's not for deceit. That's not what my channel about. It's not for deceit, ill will, intent. Why I say it's a trap is because now, if her and her man get into it, guess where she's going to go? Where she's anchored to. See? Where she's anchored at. Because you got to think an anchor is just like a ship being parked. See? It ain't going nowhere because that anchor is in the water, right? It's holding it in position. It's tied to something, to someone. And they created it that way. So ain't no way for you to come and just take that anchor and just say, hey man, this ship needs to move. You got to wait for the person that placed it there. See? So that's why I say you could set the whole subtle power moves, power plays in motion. And a lot of times people don't even see that that in itself is stronger than the illusion. See? Because listen, the loyalty, you can only get loyalty by someone else benefiting from a situation. That means that now you're forcing the reciprocity. It's like now you're forcing the reciprocation, like you're forcing the right thing to be done so a person can't juke out. They can't pull a fast one, right? Now, the funny thing about anchoring that nobody talks about is that she didn't even realize or notice the leverage shift by me anchoring her with the keys to the house. See? And she didn't know that it was anchoring her loyalty to me. And now she failed to see the leverage shift. But she thought, see, she thinks that she's getting the leverage by getting the keys. But what she fails to realize is that now I have the leverage shift. See? Because I own the house. It's cold-blooded. You see how the difference now, that the person, even if they tried to pull an illusion on me, it won't work. See? Because I'm controlling the game. I'm in control of the game. And the way you anchor a situation, if you were to play the same game, guess what? There would not be any winners. You wouldn't be able to figure out how to beat my game. See? Because as long as you don't fall for the illusion, you've already won. Now the ball is in your court. Now, another thing is subtle influence is ignored usually, right? But when you are bold, confident, when you make bold moves, you wonder why it gets celebrated. See? So I'm going to give you all an example. So let's say you help complete a task for someone silently, right? But then all of a sudden, other people start to claim the credit for it, which often happens to Pisces. It's like you do something that was like just crazy, like for someone or a situation, and all of a sudden you could have had great influence on that situation had it not been for you, such and such, such and such, right? But here's the thing: other people are trying to take credit for it, and you were the hero. You were the one that set it up, right? Okay, so people end up missing that whole kindness situations. And here's the thing: once you show the kindness, and let's say you showed kindness Monday, but Tuesday you didn't, right? People will notice it. But here's the crazy thing: when you take it back, people miss it, and then they realize that, okay, put it like this. Okay, so if a person, if you take the kindness away, people realize two things. People realize that by you having kindness, you are able to do two things, and that is to control attention to yourself and perception. See? And that means you can control the perception of things, not only yours, but how other people perceive you. And you're able to control the attention just because people miss your kindness. So that's why you can't just be giving it out like Oreo cookies. You got to actually hold some back. Save some for later. Don't just give it out to everybody. So once you do use it, it's like, oh, now you will end up captivating. It's like almost like you own the room, right? Now, you have to understand this, okay? Is that anytime you try to influence with favors, see, it's always going to be underappreciated, see? It's like you're not going to, don't think because you do all these good things that, oh, people are going to like you instantly, right? Because that's the whole thing, that generosity is supposed to build over time, see? It's supposed to be quietly done. But let's say that once you do that, that's what's going to build the trust, see? So other people will instantly feel the gratification for it, see? So that's why I'm saying that's because some people, they let's say they're generous and then they just start overdoing it. Oh, but it's supposed to be quietly done. You're not even supposed to brag about the stuff that you do when it comes to giving, because you got to understand someone's always listening. And then as soon as they get whiffed that, oh, you gave someone $1,000 or something, now they're going to be trying to be your friend and trying to be nice to you and trying to, win you over so that they can get something, right? Now, another thing is, you got to watch out for, so, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, This is the whole thing that I wanted y'all to remember, okay? With the niceness, it gets masked as what? Intelligence, see, and foresight. So people assume that you're like this person, this special person, but that's the whole thing that blinds them in itself. See, so the facade is enhanced here. The facade is like on 10 because people don't, see, this is why I said, like, you must see the illusion and the facade at the same time, see? Because that mask is what the facade is. And see, the mask is to fool you, by what? Your eyesight. Your eyesight is connected to what? When you put it like, your vision is connected to what? Your eye chakra, right? So if your eyes get what? Deceived by what you're seeing, it's going to affect your perception. And like, this is like put it like this is like learning how to play basketball. You got to practice, because guess what? If you don't, or let's say you haven't, and you get tested as life throws its curveballs, and you ain't been practicing, shooting that jump shot, you're going to shoot bricks, see? Because that whole thing of what you see, what you perceive, it's not, put it like this, not going to be any good. Because you don't know, you don't practice. You don't practice, and, you don't work it, see? So another thing is, see, people, when you keep giving and giving and giving, what tends to happen is that you start to protect people's needs and wants, and you're trying to start preparing solutions, see? Because you're like, oh, I gotta do this now. It turned out from you showing a kind, or you giving a kind gesture, you going to get donuts for the staff at your job. But now, because you've done it so many times, you start feeling obligated. You start feeling like you have to do it. See, and now that's because you're gauging people's wants and needs, and now you're sucked into the whole illusion that you have to do something to please these people. See, it's like you become submissive. You conditioned yourself to do, to be submissive, in other words, because once you start giving and giving, you can't stop. It's like once you give someone something, then all of a sudden you give them something else. Then next week you give them something else. And if it's just you trying to be nice and you're bringing the donuts, by week 3, now this person thinks that, oh, they can get a ride out of you. They can talk to you any kind of way. You lose respect. See, now they're eating. Now, instead of taking 1, they're taking 3. See, they just end up tearing. They're treating you like that wounded lion. See, it's like now everybody's ganging up on you. So every time you bring something, they destroy it every single time. See, so that's what I'm trying to tell you guys about, how to, maneuver around it. So you don't become a victim. Now, let's say, why do people ignore kindness, but they accept weakness? I mean, not weakness. Why do people ignore kindness, but then they accept being nice? That's what I was trying to say. It's like, I'm going to tell you why. Because people ignore that kindness because it could be a mirror of their character. It's cold-blooded. See? So the kindness exposes someone that isn't kind, if that makes sense. So that's why people they try to ignore it as much as possible. But if you're being nice, oh, hell, they're going to take you for a ride. See? So, because you got to understand, like, how a person would think is like, okay, they took what you gave them and then they abandoned it. And then all of a sudden it starts to reveal that person's true character, their true nature, right? Now, as I mentioned with the subtle favors, okay? Subtle favors are used as what? Anchors. And it affects a person psychologically. It's cold-blooded. So that's why you wonder why a person will do something one day and then all of a sudden sporadically they'll wait, or it may be 2 days later, they'll do something different. See? And they'll do something different. And then all of a sudden, why they keep doing something different, so that way it's not expected. See? Because it's like, oh, I got a milk dud, a box of milk duds on Monday. Then Tuesday, he brought me a number 2 pencil, and then Wednesday, he bought me a soda, and it's like, look, it's always something different. But okay, if someone's doing that to you, they're basically showing you that you're not in control of what they give you. It's cold-blooded. See, it's letting you know, like, oh, now if you go expecting something that was given to you on Monday, and you find out it's something else that you didn't want, now it's going to show your hand. See, because you were expecting it. Now you're gonna be emotional because you can't control the person on what they bring, what they choose to give you. So that's why I say, another thing is, when you give responsibility to someone, especially when you give them keys to your house, like I say, or something of value, or something important to you, right? That's going to make the person invested. That's why I said that was the anchor. The anchor keeps the person invested. The anchor secretly creates what? Loyalty for you. So you don't even have to check for it. The person will already be loyal to you based off of what they received, because they're looking at what they received from you as a gift. And they feel special because they know that, oh, you're not just giving keys out to everybody. So now they feel obligated to you. See, that's why I was trying to tell you guys, it's cold-blooded, bro. Like, it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Hell, you don't. You hope you won't choke on one either. See, because you got to question it. And the lady that said that crap, like, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Yes, you do. You do know what you should know what you're going to get. Why? See, that just pissed me off, bro. Why would you eat something and you don't know what the hell it is? Because that means you'll just take anything. Oh, yeah, give me that. Give me that. Yeah, this one has nuts on it. Let me get that. Oh, this one's coconut flavor with caramel drizzle. Oh, I'll take that one. And you have absolutely no idea what it tastes like. But you're just receiving and just taking it because it's there. Not questioning it. See? Now, another thing is, see, you could basically, generosity, like I said, it builds the long-term leverage. So this is why people give opportunities, observe loyalty, and then they adjust influence. So that's why people give like events. But that actually keeps you, it pulls you in. So that's why I said it's more strategic when you use strategic generosity. And think about it. Teachers use this in classrooms when kids, misbehave. They have these little, treasure chest, or, hey, some type of little fun little thing to do if they're working in a school or something. But they do that in order to have the leverage in the classroom. See? Because they've learned that kids misbehave until you have something that they want. So as soon as you give them the anchor is the candy. Oh, we're having a pizza party. That anchors them. See? So now they're going to be loyal to you because they want that candy. See? And then they get conditioned. They start to think, they start to know, oh, we got to be good. We got to be good. We can't misbehave. We're not going to get that pizza party. See how the pizza party is anchoring the kids' behavior is basically molding them to be what? Submissive. See? It's cold. Man, listen, bro. I just gave y'all a ton of gems, bro. Because, listen, people think, like, that when you anchor somebody, that's how you get, see, that's how you make an ally, right? People will be loyal to you based off what because they think you're giving them a gift. So they feel special. And off that specialness, they don't see that now it's like they're tied to you. So they have to be loyal in order to keep that gift, or put it like this, they're more appreciative because now they see, oh, I'm the only one that got this. And that's why teachers have raffles. That's why teachers have one kid go and pull some type of, to show, put it like this, the teachers will set up a situation to have that kid pull out the raffle where there's one winner. Then all of a sudden, oh, look what Joe got. Joe got a whole freaking load of candy, right? And he was the only one that won. So now he becomes loyal to the teacher. He no longer misbehaves because now he feels special. And now the other kids are pissed. And they're like, yo, I hate that. Joe, woo, woo. But this is what ends up happening. By Joe winning, now the other kids feel like they have to compete. See, with their behavior to be better than Joe's. Now all the kids are behaving, and that was the whole agenda of the teacher in the first place. See, she created the illusion that, oh, you gotta, you get candy by being good. Because that's the way that's put it like this. That is what she conditioned them to believe. A kid isn't going to question, oh, why are we having a pizza party? A smart one would. Because there are smart kids like that that'll peep game and they'll be like, well, why are you buying pizza for everybody? He's like, he's right or she's right when they ask that. Like, why are you doing that? But see, that's when the kid realizes that, oh, we're not deserving of this. So why are you trying to be nice, so nice to us? Oh, you want us to come? Oh, we must be off the chain. See, a smart kid will peep the whole game and like see the bait. And he's literally not taking the bait. He's questioning it. He's like, why are you good? Well, hey, Mrs. Pam, or hey, Mrs. Whatever, right? Miss Johnson, why are you gonna throw a pizza party? Like, we're not deserving of this. Like, why would you go spend your money on a pizza for everybody? Oh, well, you guys have been good. The teacher knows that that's not true. She knows y'all been off the chain, but she has to make y'all believe something. Like, oh, if you got this, she's trying to control them. She's trying to control their behaviors. So this is why she anchors. She gives the pizza. See? And then she says things like, good job. And, oh, you're so good. And this and that, those little droplets, I call them rain droplets. The kids look up to that and they actually get like hooked just on that reaction. See, just off of her saying that one thing, because you know what, I'm gonna tell you why. They will pay more attention to what she said and how did it make them feel. See, that's why I say, like, bro, like, people don't pay attention to, everything. Now, another thing is, put it like this. Okay, when it comes to kindness, it triggers the unconscious obligation. See? So people feel obligated to you when you are kind. See how the influence is so freaking strong? If you being kind, it's going to pull people towards you. All walks of life. Now, you want to know what causes jealousy? Generosity. It's cold-blooded. See, and this is why I said you are able to see who is your real friends through generosity. Can I get you a hot sandwich? Can I get you a soda? On me? And guess what? When someone else sees you do that, they get jealous because of your influence. Because they see that once you drop that, would you like a hot sandwich? And they receive it, the anchor. They don't see it, it's invisible. The anchor is set. They ain't going nowhere. You've parked their ship to you in your lot. See? Now, there's loyalty there. Guess what happens now when someone tries to come and move that ship? They're going to fight for you because they ain't coming off. They not trying to lose what they got from you. Oh, you ain't finna take what, hey, we eating off of this. We eating off the help from this person. You ain't finna come over here and do nothing. So you see the control and the influence? Generosity. See, if you give, people see that, they feel special. See? They see, oh, I'm the only one getting this. So I got to be good. I got to see how even the kids fall. Even the kids feel the same way. Because it never changes. The illusion does. Why the illusion changes? Because it started off as a pizza party, right? Then Tuesday, oh, if you guys be good, I'll give you guys some milk duds or something, right? It's like, oh, you get an extra 20 minutes of recess. And it's like, why does it constantly keep changing? Because it's the illusion. See? The illusion, the cycle keeps changing. But it's going after the same thing. See? It's going after the same target. It's just coming in a different form. See that? And that's why you don't see it, because it keeps changing. If a person is unsuccessful when they draw the first illusion, they're hoping you will miss the second one. See that? They're hoping you'll fall for the second one. So that's how people can like literally go left, and then once they realize it's not going to work, they'll go right. See? So if they don't catch you with the facade, they're going to catch you with the illusion. They're going to catch you with the mask, and then all of a sudden, oh, let me be nice to you. Oh, wait a minute. Isn't that what they do when you get locked up and they put you in the room for questioning? They act like they're on your side. Like they feel where you coming from. Oh, like you ain't gonna get no time for that, that crime you committed. At least it feels that way when you're in the questioning room. See that? And then what do they end up doing? If I agree with you, oh, hey, can I get you some food, man? You committed a crime, but you haven't admitted it, right? Oh, can I get you a hot sandwich, man? Can I get you a soda? Oh, me? You talking to me? After I then went out there and ran over folks? Oh, you gonna buy me something? Oh, hell yeah, man. Thank you, man. Thanks for the donuts, bro. And now after you've been eating on the donuts, you assume that this is your friend. You think this person has your best interest because of the illusion that they set. And now, I mean, look, man, just tell us what happened, bro. We just really need to know what went on with you and Cindy, and how did she end up, such and such. Well, see, this is what happened. See, me and Cindy, we were arguing over the freaking who's gonna feed, who's gonna keep the fish tank and whoop-de-woo, and then I just lost it, dude, and I did this. And he don't even realize that he been set up. The illusion literally destroyed him in his life, bro. See, because he started talking. He got too comfortable. See that? So we call that the whole emotional misinterpretation, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you this: those favors, it can make other people question their own motives. Like, damn, am I really doing this right now? Because I'm getting rewarded. And it's invisible because, listen, it's like a person doing magic. It's like, damn, how are they getting this out of you? And they're not physically pressuring you, on you, calling you, and you are feeling these feelings. See? Through that person's behavior. See? Now, I'm going to say this. For a Scorpio woman, I'm going to tell you, a Scorpio woman's biggest weakness is gifts. Because I'm going to tell you this like this. A Scorpio woman reacts differently after being anchored. Man, she doesn't even realize she's being anchored. See? Because she gets focused on the gift. Why? Because she's very emotional. It's cold-blooded, bro. See, an emotional person feels so much, so fast, so soon. It's intense. See, it's intense. It's intense because she feels it all at once, not bits and pieces. See, she feels it all in one day, in one gulp, right? In one chug. So if you do the gifts, she's sold. See, she's sold. That's why she falls in love with Pisces. See? Because Pisces is compassionate and kind and gives it all. See? Gives it all without holding back. It makes the Scorpio feel secure. It makes the Scorpio feel in control. See? Even though she knows she doesn't have that type of control. See? It just makes her emotions feel like she has control, if that makes sense. Now, I'm going to tell you why she gets anchors, because the fear of loss of power. See, the fear of losing favor. And that ends up causing what? A person to overcompensate and become insecure. See that right there is just like, damn, how can a person literally have the fear? And what causes fear? Losing what? Losing the favor of something. See, that lets you know, losing the favor, that causes that fear. And remember I said that the worst thing you could do is to operate in fear. See? Because now the person just totally going to take advantage. And then you're going to overcompensate, and it's going to cause you to become insecure. So a person can overreact because somebody's working with you, the very person that you anchored. See? In the first place. So when it comes to, I'm going to tell you. Now, think of a person that has helped someone, right? Has been generous. So after they've been anchored, what will happen next? If you were to withdraw from the situation. Let's say you took a break. 2 days, the person hasn't heard from you. Guess what's going to happen? the person is going to, be, put it like this, it's going to lead to chaos, okay? It's going to create tension. And that's the very thing that the Scorpio woman craves. See, it's tension. See, because it affects her it triggers her emotions. Now, people will show you their true priorities. See, when you stop giving a person what they expected from you in the first place. See, so people really will find out what they really want from you once you stop giving them things. See, because now you got to know, like, people will actually start to make themselves what? First. They will literally show you where they stand in regards to you by you stopping to give them things. See, because especially when they expect it. So that kindness of which I mentioned, it creates a mirror for other people's integrity. That's why I said kindness is the best way and the best form to find out somebody else's what? Intentions. To engage their integrity in the first place. So that I'm gonna give y'all an example of. So let's say that person sees how that person, treats someone that's generous. So if you don't treat somebody that's generous well, now you look like what? The bad guy, right? But I'm gonna tell you that emotional leverage in itself, it creates what? That's the thing. The emotional leverage in itself, it gets created unconsciously. See? And that's the thing. Like you have the subconscious mindset, then, you being what? Conscious about it, then the unconscious. See? And all three have all three, if not balanced, can really mess you up, right? Now, it can affect your physical, your mental, right? Now, remember that the favors, they anchor loyalty without direct demands or requests. So that's the thing. Now, I'm going to talk about the hidden power of strategic kindness. So, like, let's say as I mentioned, you got to know how to use the kindness. So just know that when you use the strategic kindness, that's going to give you great influence. See, but it's invisible because nobody can actually see what you're doing but yourself, because you're the only person that knows why and how, right? Now, let's say you give somebody access like I did to your house, right? What are you really doing here? You're really anchoring the loyalty between the both of you, but you're doing it silently. See? Because she doesn't know that you're anchoring her. By you what? Just by you giving the kindness. Kindness is of more value of anything that you could give. See? So that it beats generosity. Kindness is the highest form of value of anything you could ever give someone. Because it's simply like, oh, even though you're treating me like crap, I'm still being kind to you. See that? So because that kindness heals, is more powerful. Now, another thing that it does is it creates a psychological investment without confrontation. Because now, even though, put it like this, even if you paid $2 for a bag of chips and you gave that bag of chips to someone, as long as they received it, it still anchored them, believe it or not. Even though it was just a $2 bag of chips, a person will make a big deal about you doing a kind gesture for them. It could have been anything. You could have bought them something, hey, help them fix a flat tire or something, and they'll just be like, yo, this person is such a good person. See, your behavior gets discounted. Now, another thing is, okay, so you got to know, okay, so I'm going to jump into, let me see here. Okay, so when I said with the whole authority situation, the reason I said that is because people follow guidance, see, and they do it without even realizing its influence. So that's the reason why you want to have the authoritative, the authority in your personality by you taking charge, because when you do so, you're setting boundaries, see, and that keeps you from being exploited. And at the same time, it keeps you from being exploited, and it also favors you and your ties to others and your insight, see, an insight of you knowing what's going on, and it's almost like no one's telling you, see, or explaining it to you. So that's why I said, like, when you protect your position, that also shows others your boundaries, because now they're not hidden. You've made it clear that, hey, don't do this. I'm not doing that. I won't stay long. And now you start to build a silent authority. So people start to what? They start to encourage the reflection in its recipients. See, they start to see, oh, it's like the people who hated you, exploited you, now they start to reflect inwardly. See, it's almost like they're conscious, but unconsciously they start to realize that, oh, something is wrong, as they begin to reflect from within. See, they start to look on the inside of them, not you. And I'm gonna tell you, what is it based off of? Generosity. Because listen, that's the seed. That's how people get jealous, is by seeing that, oh, you're a giver. You're the type of person to give. And when you give, that is the influence. See, when you give, it doesn't matter how much it costs. When you give, it shows the person real love. See that? So now a person feels anchored to you. And that is what loyalty is. See, if you do something for someone, the anchor is what keeps them loyal to you, because they benefited from something you gave, and you didn't have to give it. See, but because you did, you already manifested a loyal friend. See, you've already manifested that. And guess how it happened? It happened without fear. You didn't know that person. You didn't know if they were going to take it and run off with it, right? Because why would you do that? Because you've already questioned it already. You already questioned it already. You already know there's no illusion in this. See? Because why would I go and buy something and give it to you knowing that, hey, you probably wouldn't give me something back. So if you receive it, you agree with me. It's cold-blooded. Because now we on the same page, because now you merged. Your soul merged with mine based off of receiving what I gave you. See, now you look at what I gave you as a gift, not a favor. It's cold-blooded. See that? And look, you don't even realize how powerful that is until you actually use it. And when you use it, you'll say, thank you, real. I didn't ever know that. And now you listen, this will work on, hey, anybody of any age. Because this is the collective. See, you have to see psychology works on everything. Mind control, all this stuff we hear about. You listen, if you don't know, what you don't know can hurt you. See? So here's the thing. Nice guys finish last. People think that's bad when they hear that. But they don't see it. They misread it. See, this is the funny thing. The illusion is this. Nice guys, right? You thinking that it's a group of people. You think it's 5 guys. You think it's like a group of guys, right? That are nice. No. See, the 5 guys represent the 5 nice ones that you don't see coming, fam. See, that have fooled people for years. Remember I said when you see somebody waving, you got to stop and question and ask yourself, are they really saying bye to me? Because what it looks like is that they're waving, hey, good morning. And you wave back. And you fail to realize they don't even like you. So why are they waving? Because they're saying bye. See that? So that lets you know that you can't be fooled by those little gestures, right? Now, nice guys, that's separate. You put nice guys as the nice guys that you don't recognize, right? Finish last. See? Because they finished you first. That's what. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but it's because they've already finished you already. So now what's left to finish? I might as well walk through the finish line. I'm the last one left. That's why I'm nice. So stop thinking nice people. See, your small surface level thinking has really bamboozled you. See? That's why I try to tell people, stop looking at something and you thinking that, oh, it's something weak. Misreading its whole power. See? Because the hidden truth is in it. Like nobody would never have thought what Bill Cosby did, right? This is somebody that will be on TV shows, eating pudding, filthy rich, had the #1 show at some point, right? But the hidden truth behind it is like, dude, you and people see, and once I'm gonna tell you what happened. Once they were on to him, he could never come back from that illusion. See, he could never steer clear of that reputation, right? Because now everybody is what? Now everybody, put it like this, everybody knows now, see, the truth. Now, when it comes to strategic kindness, now this is a gem I'm giving you guys. The kindness is a mirror, bro. See, we heard the saying, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is great above them all, right? The mirror is the kindness, bro. The kindness is the reflection. So when you show kindness, you are putting the mirror in position. See? Because whoever is kind doesn't change. See? So when you look in the mirror, guess what you see? You don't see anything. See? Because you have a pure heart. But guess who sees themselves in the mirror? The fake one. It's cold-blooded. See? Because now you got to see yourself. You can't reflect off of, listen, you can't reflect if nothing is there. So that means you are the light if you are the kind one. So whoever's not kind, they will actually see themselves in the mirror. See? It's cold-blooded because of the illusion. You got to see. That's what the person is sitting there questioning themselves, saying, why am I like this? I don't like this person, and I'm still taking things from them, right? And they don't understand that taking those things that's anchoring you to that person. And all of a sudden, you have to lose all of those things. to get right, to redeem yourself back to the light. So that's why a person starts to clean up their act after the fact. Now, when the kindness, like I say, so look at the kindness as a mirror. Next, what does kindness do? The kindness is the anchor. It's as well. So not only is it the mirror, it's the anchor. Isn't that the same as giving someone something? You're showing acts of kindness, right? So that anchors. It anchors, it puts in position the person and keeps them tied to you, right? Now, watch this. What happens? A light switch goes off. What happens after the anchor? That is when the psychological lever gets pulled. It's like the jackpot when you're trying to win the lottery. You pull that lever down, and what does this do? You're hoping you're hoping that you get a jackpot, not a pattern, right? But you know the pattern still pays, right? But you want the jackpot. You're going for the big win, right? But here's the thing. When you pull the psychological lever after the anchor, it reveals that person's true character. It's cold-blooded. See, you have to anchor somebody first before you pull the lever. Before you pull the psychological lever, you have to anchor them. See? Why is that? Because listen, you will, if they refuse to accept from you of what you've given them, their loyalty, it all starts with the anchor. So if they're not willing to take from you, it ends there. See? Because a person will never listen. A person would rather show you they're not loyal before they show their true self. It's cold-blooded. See, as soon as they see, oh, no. I don't want you to really know who I really am. So, hey, I'll just write, you could just write my check off as a disloyal. See, I can really, I'd rather that than for me to be exposed. See, because nobody wants to face their true self when they're like that. Now, not only does it reveal true character, it bends perception. Some people don't even think that perception can be bent. But yes, it can. Your true self bends perception in itself. So it ends up building influence without what? Confrontation. You ain't even you don't have to argue with nobody. Nope. You ain't gotta say nothing. Nope. Because once you anchor them, they're gonna do it, they're gonna show you. See? That's the thing, like, okay, so that's the thing most people miss. They miss the whole true meaning of kindness and what it stands for, okay? Now, this is something I'm gonna give y'all, and we don't have to do a part 2. So let me tell you what ends generosity. Expectation. See, because as soon as you start expecting, guess what stops? The person's generosity. They stop giving. Because now it's expected. It's not special anymore. See, it's all special as long as I'm willing to give it on my own terms. But as soon as you start expecting it, oh, now you think you're running this shit. See? So I got to cut it off now. See? I got to cut the water off. Now, this is the most powerful thing that people don't talk about. How does a Pisces dissolve all boundaries? I'm going to tell you. By being nice. Now, hold him back. Hold him back. He's doing too much, bro. He's doing way too much right now. Being nice dissolves all boundaries. Because listen, who would have ever thought that being nice was an illusion? I thought being nice was just being nice. Hey, From when you were little, your parents telling you, be nice, be nice, be nice. Don't do that, don't do that. Be nice, right? Little do you know, Pisces is the master of illusions. And I'm giving y'all, hey, I'm pulling the rug. I'm pulling the covers. I'm pulling the curtain for you to see that it's an illusion. Oh, I got more. Wait, I ain't even scratched the surface. This is just one illusion that Pisces is the master of. I ain't even talked about the rest of the illusions. And wait till I get started. Because this week, I'm finna tell y'all every single illusion. Starting with today. See? Being nice. So, a Pisces being nice dissolves boundaries. So, that goes from this. Expectation. It ends in, like I said, it ends. Because I'm going to tell you, not only does it end the generosity, the endless generosity, the one you just keep giving and giving and giving and giving, where you feel like you can't stop. See? Now, I'm going to tell you why. Because people assume you're always going to say yes. See? Because you're constantly what? Giving favors, or you're constantly what? Forgiving them. And see, you don't even realize that when you forgive them, you're giving them favor. See, you're basically doing them another favor. Then you forgive them again, another favor, right? And like you can help somebody repeatedly and then they start taking advantage. See, without respect. And what do we call this? Emotional leverage. See that? See how your emotions can get you in trouble? It allows you to be what? Submissive. See, and here's the thing. That's why a man wants a what? Submissive woman. It's cold-blooded. See? Now, this is the problem. See, other people use guilt or obligation to push limits because of what? They know you want to be nice. See? So they end up what? They'll end up always helping a person, but they will feel inwardly, oh, why not do this too? See? Now they're trying to add on to it. Like they're trying to pick and choose because they perceive it as passive. It's like passivity. It's like, oh, you wouldn't tell me no anyway. So, hey, let me, if you're going to give me this, give me that. It's like, well, wait, why are you expecting? See? Because now that's what people do. But they condition you. It's like, put it like this. It's like, and what I'm speaking of is a Pisces dissolving boundaries this way because people don't understand how Pisces fights back. Pisces will literally use the guilt. See? Because they know what put it like this. They know what guilt does. See? So now they know how to use it and you don't even see it coming because now the boundaries that you set, this is what I'm talking about. It dissolves it, bro. It's too strong. See, I'm going to tell you, listen, the Pisces, when I say a Pisces dissolves all boundaries or boundaries, however you say it, right? It's because the level of the illusion, see, that dissolves. Because if a F5 tornado comes, it's going to knock off some foundations, buildings. And those things could have been, built by the best, some of the best builders, right? Guess what? That F5 comes through, is tearing everything up. So that's what I mean by dissolving them, see? Dissolving boundaries, because nothing will be able to stand or withhold that force, that power of that Pisces being nice. See? Because that would simply disarm you. That would literally lift the foundation and shake up your whole situation. Because what you perceive to be nice. See? It's like this. You could be, put it like this. You could be one of the most notorious game bangers or whatever, right? And let's say you got a nice smile, right? Let's say you got what they call them? Let's say you got those veneers or whatever, right? And your teeth are so bright, but then you're this notorious gangbanger, right? Which one do you think is going to which one do you think is going to draw people in? The fact that he's a known notorious gangbanger, or the fact that, hey, he has some of the nice teeth that money can buy, right? Guess what people are going to do? Discount his behavior. They're going to discount his behavior because his teeth are nice. And they're like, oh, what a great smile. They're more concerned about put it like this. They're more concerned about how it looks, how it makes them feel. See? They see value in his teeth. And they think that that's worth more than logic. See? So they discount his behavior because they're in love with what they see. And not knowing that that's what the illusion consists of. It's all about what you can see. See? And as soon as you start to focus on the wrong stuff, you get hit by something within that storm. It could be a tree, a cow that's coming at you, and you don't even see it coming because you're focused on one thing. See? You don't see the picture. You just see that one little, character, one person, one thing, one little tiny thing from the whole picture that is shown to you. So that lets you know your perception is not on point. See? You become confused because now you're focused on what looks good, in other words. See? Now, and how it makes you feel. Now, another thing is that, see, there's a blurred line between helping someone and exploitation. See? So kindness is always going to be mistaken for weakness. So that's why people test you, and this is why they cross your boundaries. See? And they've already realized that they will find the need to push because you're showing the kindness. See? And they'll find a way to push, to go around you, because now they realize that, oh, you didn't say no to that first request. So now they escalated to bigger demands. See? Now, you could put it like this. You got to be careful because people will look at your generosity as a tool. See? And other people will start to realize that it's like something that happens unconsciously. It's like, oh, now people unconsciously feel like whatever you bring or whatever you give, your favors, now they're like, oh, this person always gives me this. And you wonder why they try to exploit you or exploit it. It's like, oh, why can't you just keep that to yourself? Why you got to go telling everybody? Because now it's like you can realize they're trying to start something to keep the focus off of them and what they're doing, right? But another thing is that, let me see. Okay, so let me. Hold on, guys. Let me see something. I gotta, blow my nose. Okay, so yeah, so here's the thing. The whole hidden danger behind all of this is that being too nice, what it does, now this is the difference. Like I said, there's one thing to being nice, and then there's another thing from being kind, right? But being too nice What this does is it starts to train other people to push limits. See? Because if something, put it like this, if somebody, let's say a person saw someone that was nice, right? Do you think that they're perceiving the person to be of what the, put it like this, do you think the person that perceives someone being too nice, what are they actually perceiving this person to be, right? And just like a piñata, once they take a swing at it, they get something, right? Something lands in their hands. Whatever, it could be a peanut, right? But now they realize they receive something. So now they're willing to push the limits. They're willing to keep swinging. See how they lose respect based off of what was given? And that's how you know it strikes. When you are generous, it starts to make a person feel insecure. See? That's why they start pushing even more and more and more so soon, quick in a hurry. Then they start turning the whole situation to an expectation because now they think they have some sort of control over it. See? Now, when it comes to people start to anchor themselves to your generosity. You see how now they're trying to anchor themselves rather than you anchoring them, see? And this is what, okay, so when they do this, they're trying to normalize it at this point when they try to anchor you to them. See, that's why I said you got to offer something to anchor them to you first. Because if you wait for them to do it, then they're going to try to trap you. They're going to try to push limits. Even when you say no, they're going to try to override it. So if you don't enforce boundaries, what's going to happen? See, it's going to be problems. And here's another thing. See, kindness becomes a tool. Other people unconsciously what? Exploit it, okay? Now, you got to understand that when a person does this, they're going to try to, put it like this, they're going to try to enforce control. But when they realize that they have unconsciously exploited the situation, that control is eroded. It's already gone. See, it's already thrown out the window because of your own energy. See, and your resources. And people think that when you give something, they think you got more of it. See, they think you got more of it. They think you're loaded up. They think you have more of it in abundance. So this is why it creates jealousy. See, it creates jealousy. So this is why a lot of people use it. Because now they realize, oh, now I can get someone, now I can anchor someone at this point. And now people see the reason why people get jealous is because they cannot control the amount you give. They cannot expect what you give. See? So now they knowingly know that you are going to anchor them. See? Because you have the influence to do so. And what is it through? Kindness. And what else? Being nice. See? So I'm not saying being too nice. I'm saying just being nice. But when people see you being nice, it strikes fear in them. See? And I'm going to tell you why. Because they know that you do not fear the illusion. And you got to know, see, the illusion is bait. It's baited. So as soon as they fall, listen, as soon as they think they got you or they're finna pull a fast one, they're going to self-reflect before any confrontation even comes. Because it ain't going to be one. See, that's why I said you create a game that there's no winner, but everybody can play it. And then you realize that, damn, nobody won. So what was the point of playing it? And then what you tell yourself is, hey, I didn't make you play it. You played it on your own. You played the game on your own. I didn't tell you to start. Who told you to start playing? Oh, well, I saw over the news that Tim and his construction crew, they said that someone told them that it was gold at the end of the tunnel. So they just started digging and digging and digging and digging and digging. So I felt that I could do the same. Now you look like an idiot, see? Because it's like, dude, put it like this. Did Tim, it's like, ask yourself that number one question as you self-reflect. Wait a minute. Who told Tim in his crew that there was gold at the end of the tunnel? And where are they today? Did you get to meet them and find out if they ever found what they were looking for? Oh, no. I guess that was just the way it looked. And they went and, hey, nobody found out what happened. Because it was an illusion. See, the whole time it was a damn illusion. Now, for somebody, and why am I saying this? Because there's somebody out there that's going to be delusional. And they're going to avoid this and say, oh, no, I don't give a damn. And, oh, I don't have time. And hey, I don't even pay attention. Don't try to act like you don't see it, fam. That's even worse. Now, here's the thing. There's a difference between being a nice guy with boundaries and being a nice guy without boundaries. See? Because if you are being a nice guy without boundaries, that's not strength. See? Because what you're doing when you don't have boundaries and you're being the nice guy, you're going to dissolve. See? Rather than what? Control. That's the thing, because that's the niceness is what dissolves in the first place. So the true strategic kindness protects boundaries. See, still put it like this. It protects boundaries, and at the same time, it still provides influence. See, and you know why? I'm going to tell you why I'll put it like this. I'm going to tell you why you have such great influence through kindness. It's because you come pure at heart. You basically are operating pure in heart. And also the influence is because nobody can change your mind. See? That's why kindness has so much. Listen, a person will eat at a restaurant and where the service is like the people are kind. People will eat there based off of that alone. And they'll be appreciated. Everybody will tip. It'll be like the craziest situation in a good way. Because everybody's kind. People will reward kind behavior from being nice. Or being too nice, right? Because being nice, you know that there's a motive. See? You know that there's a motive placed somewhere. So when you go somewhere and you say, oh, everybody's nice, then you wonder why. Oh, they must. See, you will see, put it like this. Someone will question it and they will realize that, oh, they must, maybe they're going to get a raise. Maybe they're going to get a raise. That's why they're doing this right now. So you start to see the bait. You start to see that it's not real what you're seeing. See? But when somebody's kind, you can see it in its purity. You can see it for what it is. And now it's like, oh, now you feel like, see, now you feel anchored to that person. Now you want to reward them. See? For being kind to you because they chose to do that. See, the person that thinks they're in control and they keep trying to expect something, then they start trying to anchor the generous person to them. They start realizing that, wow, You can't do that with somebody that already knows who they are. You can't do that to somebody that, hey, when they look in the mirror, there's nothing to self-reflect. So that's the thing. People know when they can't steer you, they know they can't change your mind. They know that you have strong influence. See? Now, here's the thing. So a recap. The nice guy, he gives what? Endlessly. His boundaries fade away. And other people take advantage of him or her, right? Now, strategic nice is different. It is different. Strategic nice, it gives selectively. So that shows that it has what? It knows who it wants to give to. It observes reactions. It enforces limits. And it gains leverage. See that? So that's why I said use strategic, be strategically nice. Don't be the nice guy. See? Now, another thing. When you are dealing with a Pisces man, okay? And this was the piggyback on from earlier, is that the Pisces man can set traps. And one of the traps that a Pisces man can set is emotional mirroring. See? And what this does is it reflects your feelings to gain trust. And a lot of people fall for it all the time, right? The next one is playing victim. See? Playing victim, what this does for the Pisces man is it makes you feel protective or guilty. See? Now, over-promising is another one, which that Pisces could what? Set expectations so that you can, so that you can't refuse it. See? And then another Pisces man trap is selective attention. See? So they can ignore you all of a sudden, but then they can focus on something else to destabilize the emotions that you feel towards them. So that can be in a relation to jealousy test. See? Because that type of stuff, when you ignore someone, it hits a person's how can I say it? It's like their emotions, but it's like it makes a person feel bad, in other words. So let me see something. I had missed my oh, here it is. Yeah, so hold on. Okay, so yeah. Give me 1 second. Okay, now another thing is that you want to set clear boundaries, okay? A lot of times people don't, like, you don't want to set a boundary that you can't commit to or that you don't fully understand. Now, okay, so let me get back to this because I ended up going to, all right, so, okay, so think about this. All right, now, you got to know that it's people out there that will try to control reality, okay? Now, what you want to watch for to not be sucked into it is to watch how people behave, okay? Now, you got to ask yourself this. What do people do when you stop giving? See? Their behavior changes. When you stop helping, their behavior changes. When you stop offering money, when you say no, or you just stay calm and quiet, right? But let me tell you what all these things do. All these things reveal everything. As soon as you start telling people no, you find out who really F with you, right? When you stop helping people, now you get to see how people really feel about you. And this is, if you notice, everything I'm saying is like saying no, saying stop, you know, like, you know, everything is like you cutting off something that you were once given. So this means you take away what? One thing, the leverage. Now, what you want to do is you want to pay attention to your feelings. See, and you're not wrong to feel that something shifted. See, regarding the energy of you or that person, you're not wrong for, you know, people testing you if you realize they are, or you realize the vibe has changed. But you just don't want it to turn into every, you know, into the mindset of thinking that everybody's against you. That's because of these, you know, particular little things. But because all that's going to do is make you hurt more about it or the idea. So all you want to do is move like this. You want to move calm, observant, polite. You want to have firm boundaries, no free favors. See, no free favors, and no reacting emotionally. See, now what will guide you is your intuition. So that I'm gonna tell you what that does, and its benefit is to not trap you in fear. That's what the intuition does. It guides you so that way you're not into a mindset of fear. Now, one thing to note is, as I always mention, is that your body reacts first. So if you ever go through a situation where you feel uneasy about, let's say your eyes feel watery, that's a sign. See, because your energy is going to feel it first. So the energy of which you feel is off, you know, concerning a situation, whether or not you could trust that person, it could be the mere fact that whole subtle confusion was introduced into the situation on purpose to get your attention. So don't think to yourself like, oh, you got to really see the proof, because it's not like a magic trick or anything. So what's happening here is your mind and your body is detecting the mixed signals and those hidden agendas of a situation. See? So that's why I say, like, you got to watch out for that subtle confusion. See? Because it's going to allow you to see the inconsistency in words versus actions. And then it's like your brain just instantly knows that someone says one thing but does another. And you can't trust somebody like that because it's their contradictory behavior. So a lot of times a person could act totally different than what they're giving off. And also you want to watch out for the fast moving favors and negotiating things. Like, let's say you give someone access to your car, money, houses, and all of a sudden it's like, even if you've given them free services, you got to be careful with that, because now if you've done it in a short time, now the person subconsciously is disrespecting you all of a sudden. See, it's like everything takes time for your subconscious to digest it. Then it's like, okay, now I know how to move with it. Now, the testing of boundaries is something that you subtle feel, okay? You could feel other people's boundaries because you realize there was a damn cat right there, y'all. Why does this cat always come over here? Look at this. This damn cat always like, damn. He always comes over here. And it's look, he already almost came at the witching hour. That's crazy. But yeah, so yeah, you gotta be careful with that. Now, what I was gonna say is, when you realize that there's a testing of boundaries, you sense the subtle shifts, okay? And it's almost like those subtle shifts are trying to get your attention, see? Because your intuition doesn't want you to get taken advantage of, see? So it's like, if you realize that you're giving too much and you don't see yourself stopping anytime soon, see? That's what I'm referring to. So you gotta know your boundaries and you gotta know others. Now, you gotta be careful because manipulation is confusion. It's not, see, that's the thing. Like, people use words and then they scramble them. And then it's like, as you hear them, it's like, oh, what's that? And you think it got a different meaning, but it's damn near the same thing. It's manipulation. Because you got to understand, anytime you do a favor, what are you guys negotiating? It's a favor. See, it's not a negotiation. So when people bring that in order to have access over things, that's what they're doing. They're trying to trigger you. They're trying to trigger you with confusion, so that way you end up just going along with something. Now, how does your body react? As I mentioned, if you have watery eyes, all of a sudden, you might assume that it's stress, but what's happening is that your system is picking up on hidden cues. See, it might be the mere fact of going to that club for the night. You might just start feeling hot. See, it's like you feel a flight or fight activation within your soul, within your body, that it's trying to make you prepare for something. You know, whether or not that's to respond or retreat from the situation. Now, you also, your body, put it like this, your body can react to emotional tension. So you could just get a subconscious warning about something and you don't know why, but then all of a sudden, as it's activated, you start to pay attention more. So it's like, imagine you would not have done that had the situation happen. So your intuition and your body are protective of yourself and each other, okay? So when you listen to your body, that's how you're able to know whether or not it's the intuition, see? Because it's like you will feel it. And it will make you question and take a step back. And it will tell you, don't give more. See, that's why I said the ending of the cycle. And it'll tell you to watch the person's actions carefully, because it's like, imagine you're not catching on, you're not paying attention to those red flags. That's what the intuition steps in, because it's the guidance. So always remember these key steps to battle the manipulation and the confusion in regards to you responding, okay? You want to pause before reacting. Don't respond immediately just to bait or manipulate the situation. You also keep those boundaries firm, so that way any type of access or favors, is off limits, right? So you want to always observe behavior, not words, because actions reveal true, the real intentions. Now, let me see, I had some water, y'all. But now, okay, so another thing you want to do is create distance. Because when you create distance, what it does is it reduces the interactions that feel confusing in the first place. So another thing, let people come to you. So that way you're not, that way you don't chase or over explain, because that's what you want to avoid, is having to explain things. Because now, instead of influencing, now you're trying to convince, right? And also you want to stay calm, because confusion, it feeds off of manipulation, and clarity defeats it. See? So the more clarity you have, that allows you to stay calm. Now, what you want to know, okay, so another thing what you want to do is say no. See, don't always say yes to things. You know, learn to say no too. Because this how you know, I'm gonna tell you how you know if somebody's taking your kindness for weakness. Is that they assume that you'll never say no. That's the first one. They will test your limits repeatedly. See, they will also push the deadlines that you normally would, comply to. They'll push it, try to change the dates. They assume that favors from you are free. They take credit for your work. They ask for more than what they would give. It's they can guilt trip you, expecting you to cave in. So you want to always remember these, because like people, how can I say it? A lot of people just don't pay attention to it. But you never want to go in a situation where you don't fully, you don't want to misread into something, in other words. Now, another thing is a person can try to, monopolize your attention. See, they might make, different comments, different snide comments. It's like all these little things you got to be careful with or whatnot. Now, when you are in silence, you still got to assert yourself, because even in silence, a person can feel like they're taking advantage of the situation regarding you not speaking or saying anything. So that's something you want to watch out for. They could look at you being kind as a what? Compliance, not a choice. Let me see. And just with boundary testing, you guys, you always want to test your boundaries. Even, I appreciate the gift. Let me see his name. I didn't get to see his name, but yeah, appreciate the gift. Yeah, so what I was gonna say is appreciate the hearts, y'all. So what I mean by test the boundaries is you always want to test the boundaries. Why? Because you tend to dissolve your own boundaries. So it's not just someone else's. Now, how do you know somebody's testing your boundaries? Is they try to ask for favors in public, okay? And they're always expecting you to say yes to everything. See, they could invade the whole digital privacy of a situation. It's so crazy, because even if you set those boundaries, you got to always go back and make sure they're solid. You got to always go and make sure that it's still firm, that it's still durable, because people that knock your, they end up getting you to, stop doing a particular thing. Then it's over with. See, and now that person has anchored you to them, and now they have great influence over you. So you just got to know how to move in the situation. But I love y'all. Thanks for watching. Smash the like button if you resonate. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Later on today with a couple of videos and another segment. Peace out. Thanks for watching.